once we found a room full of blood, fecal feces, and hair stuck by itself with fecal feces on the mirrors. And this there would be urine on the quilts, on the sheets, on the pillows, on the mattress, on the carpet.
They are located on main avenues in Mexico City. Couples walk in and out of these motels without imagining the nest of infections and diseases they have been exposed to.
From lice, scabies, other types of skin diseases, especially the development of spores. From this type of fungi, there is a possibility for example, the human papilloma virus.
What special investigation team is going to take up the task? Discover what our naked eyes cannot capture. Have we reached one quarter of a motel, the Tlalpan area of Mexico City? No, what we are going to do is a simple inspection, obviously one warrant. We are going to wear gloves because who knows what we may encounter.
First inspection the bed.
At first glance, you can see that you are clean. But what's down there?
From the mattress, right?
Condom, let's see. Oh, well, how good I bring gloves, condom or K?
We start with the walls and it comes out.
In fact, these already look like mushrooms. Look at this one. Hugs are very disgusting.
From there, we move on to the easel. Ultraviolet light revealed liquids and possibly bodily fluids.
Well, and as part of the entertainment, there is in these rooms, well, a tube, I can imagine. Well, at first glance, it's already pig. Let's turn off the light and see what we find.
Like this. Sheets and mattress full of fluids, hair, and even some blood stains.
Quilts are the least washed, quilts are rejected, and sheets are changed daily for 2 to 4 months.
Passage motels have made privacy a real business, as they generate 1 billion a year in Mexico City alone. The room. Prices go from 18.
It is.
A moment of pleasure in exchange for the possibility of contracting a deadly infection. I'm Amanda Alanis, and this is Extreme.
The way medical equipment in the country's hospitals and clinics is disinfected and sterilized could change in the coming months. A new light-based technology can sterilize isolation and intensive care rooms without any type of liquid or disinfectant.
Because I have really avoided a lot of what contamination is in surgeries, I have had better results in the sense that the outlets are no longer contaminated, antibiotics and protection are always sent, but we already have better solutions with these types of equipment.
The creators of this light assure that the invention will reduce the spread of bacteria such as Clostridium. What caused the death of 5 people last month? The product also eliminates fungi and yeast in medical instruments and eliminates mites in beds, so cases of asthma and allergies are reduced. This?
It is very important because it controls many of the diseases that can cause even some deaths within rooms, such as intensive care units, isolated areas, cleaning of operating rooms. That is quite important to maintain that level of micrological cleaning.
The intensive care unit of the Calderón Guardia Hospital already uses this product.
Now what we are going to do is proceed to clean the mattress. This is a vibrating vacuum cleaner, so it vibrates, removes all the toxic agents, observe them, and then we go to the procedure with the ultraviolet rays. We finished vibrating the mattress, we've removed the toxic material, that's enough. There is still the disinfection or sanitization of the mattress. That's done with ultraviolet rays, which is this one of you. Yes, these ultraviolet rays apparently do nothing, but they have very potent germicidal power. So what we are going to do is pass the ultraviolet rays, and what it does is disinfect or sanitize the mattress, and it has a double effect. On the one hand, as I tell you, I sanitize the mattress, and on the other hand, it breaks the DNA chains of toxic agents, viruses, bacteria, fungi, and prevents them from proliferating again for a long time. Yes, those who are there, in addition to dying, will no longer have the ability to reproduce the few remaining. And after that, well, the mattress will become contaminated again as the days go by. Yes, and that's why it's important to do this type of sanitation once every 6 months, once a year, depending on the person. If the person has asthma problems, it should be done more often, say once every 3 months. It only remains to remind you that this type of treatment is very useful for all people who have asthma. It serves people who have just had surgery so that they can get a perfectly sanitized mattress which does not have the danger of their wounds becoming infected, and for all people who are receiving chemotherapy and radiotherapy so that they, like their immune system, are very weak because we are removing toxic agents, because to avoid any infection or disease that has to do with the mattress.